Southwest egg rolls. Extremely easy, extremely tasty. Pineapple dipping sauce. Enough said. Trust in the process, believe in yourself. Are you ready? Let's make some egg rolls. You want to get your rice started. I use a rice cooker. It just makes it that much easier. So for every one of those Vigo packs, you want to put 2 cups of water. And again, I'm doubling this recipe, so this is not going to be for 25, but all you got to know is the original ingredients that I gave you was for 25 egg rolls. We almost never make 25 when we do this, and I'm not going to give you a recipe for 50 egg rolls. That's just crazy. So just stir it around. Then you want to put this on the white rice setting on any of your rice cookers and let it do its thing. Okay, we're going to roast our Pablanos now. So just turn your flame on high. In this recipe, you can put 2 Pablanos, you can put 4. If you don't have fresh Pablanos, go ahead and use 1 large can of diced green chilies per pepper, depending on how big your batch is. So if you're just doing the single batch, then it's 1 large can because they've got different sizes. So you really are cooking these until they're black. You're not going to hurt these things. You want to burn these. You want to char these. See, it's already starting to char. We want to get that nice and charred because what we're going to do is we're going to sweat these off. That way the skin comes off a heck of a lot easier. It's really the best way to do this. So you can see how it's starting to char. Like I said, this will take a few minutes, but it's very rewarding because you're going to get fresh Pablanos out of this. Turn them over. This is not the way that they're going to be black. These are going to be real black by the time we're done. We're just going to keep messing with them. Okay, so this is what you're really looking for on your peppers. I mean, there's still some green left. But what you're really trying to do is you're trying to, 1, char the skin off because you're going to peel that off. And 2, you're trying to get that kind of cooked. So that way when we put it in the baggie or the Ziploc or whatever, it'll steam inside there. Don't worry about the bag will be fine. But yeah, you just want to just burn the heck out of them. You're not going to hurt these peppers, and it's not what you're going for anyway. Okay, let's go put them in a bag. Okay, our Pablanos are done getting roasted. You want to get yourself a baggie ready. And I'm pulling these straight off the stove and just put them right in the bag. Don't worry about taking any air out. Don't do anything. Just zip those bad boys up. And that's what you're looking for. They're steamy. They're going to do their own work in this bag. Set them aside for 15 minutes. Now let's dice our yellow peppers, onions, and chicken thighs. Okay, last we're going to do the Pablanos. If you notice, I put a paper towel under the side of my cutting board. That is a very nice little handy tip, which I have no idea where I picked it up at. So when you're grabbing stuff, you can just sweep it off. Instead of having to grab it, put it in a bowl, you just sweep it off and then you pull the 4 corners in. I think I've explained in another video, but that's a very nice handy trick if any of you ever care. So the Pablanos now have flattened out. They're still kind of warm, but they're fine. Flattened out, so we're gonna show you what this is all about. And I'm telling you, you can put these in anything and they make it better. To me, they've got a very green chili, like a hatch green chili taste. I know they're different. Don't have to get me on that. But so basically, what we're trying to do, and we're going to put those in with the yellow peppers, is just pop this top off. And this is real soft. Pop the top off. Try to get as much meat as possible. Keep that. You can basically do this with your hands too. Find a point where you can pull it open. Make sure there's no juice. Lay it flat. You want to take off all the seeds. I mean, you can leave them, but I wouldn't. Try and get rid of that spine. That's kind of chewy. You don't really want that. So get rid of all this. Now, the fun part. See all that black? Watch this. Look at that. Look at that magic. That was where the roasting and the steaming came in. Get you a nice knife and just scrape it off. This is no good. This is you're taking off the stuff that's kind of tough. So this is a good thing. There we go. And that is what you're looking for, fellas, or ladies. You're just looking for a nice, clean pepper. So let's put it over here. Let's do the other one real quick. Then fine chop your peppers. All right, so we're ready to assemble this thing. Put it in your rice. Onion. Throw it all in there. Meat, peppers, green chilies or Pablanos, and your yellow peppers. Throw that in there. Your corn. Want to know what you do with these beans? Boom, in there. Oh, let's not forget about the cayenne pepper, your black pepper, plenty of garlic. Now you notice I didn't use fresh garlic. I don't use fresh garlic because I don't want to add moisture to this, even though garlic doesn't have a lot. I don't want to add any moisture if I don't have to. Get yourself a really nice spoon and you basically just stir it all together. This is your filling almost. We still got to put cheese in here, but once this is fully stirred, salt to taste till it tastes pretty good for you, and put it in the fridge for at least an hour, preferably 3 or 4. You want this cold before you add the cheese, or the cheese will melt, and you don't want that. Shred your cheese and mix it into the bowl. All right, I'm going to show you how to roll an egg roll. These egg roll wrappers are 6 inches by 6 inches. You're going to need your filling, whatever that is. You're going to need a cornstarch slurry. What that is, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to every 1/4 cup of water. Just mix it around. You might need to keep it mixed around from time to time because cornstarch tends to settle on the bottom. And you can just stir it around, keep it mixed in. Okay, we'll do that. That'll be for closing the egg rolls and keeping them sealed. We also have a plate of cornstarch. So when we're done with the egg roll, we kind of give it a light dusting in cornstarch and set it aside. You don't want to get too ahead on these because the cornstarch will absorb into the wrapper. They can kind of stick with the other egg rolls, but we'll come to that later. Start with your egg roll wrapper, having it one of the points facing you so it's in a diamond. And you want to add just a couple teaspoons, because these are the small 6 by 6 inch wrappers. A couple teaspoons of product. I say 2.5 to 3 depending on what you have. Okay, make sure it's all nice together. Very simple here, guys. I start with the slurry. I put it on the end and then down the 2 sides. I roll it over. Hold this, pull it back. So you're tightening up everything inside. Push forward on the one side and pull it up. Push forward on the other side. And pull it up. So basically you're sealing the ends off and then you just roll it up. Look at that perfect little thing. Now, they're not always going to be perfect, but it doesn't matter because they're all perfect anyway, because they're going to taste delicious. So then you just take it over here, roll it up a little bit. You don't want too much. You don't want it overburdened with cornstarch because that's all getting in your fryer. Remember that. But that's also going to help blister the skin. So let's do this again. So slurry. Kind of get used to it. You don't have to necessarily do it exact every time. Fold it over, pull it so it's nice and tight. Push this side in, and then pull it over. Push that side in, pull it over, and then just roll that little girl up. That's it, man. That's it. Roll it in your cornstarch. Dust it off. Also, the point side, put that down. That'll help keep it sealed. Doesn't want to curl up on you. If you want to shape them, make them a little round, that's fine. Okay, we got our fryer at 350. I'm going to cook while I wrap. Now, you should be able to do 5 or 6 egg rolls, wrapping them in the time it takes to cook 5 or 6 egg rolls. So you don't have to get too far ahead. So I like the baskets, especially with the egg rolls, so they don't stick to the bottom of the burner. Let's put 5 in there. Keep them separated. Got to keep it separated. It's at 350. And we're going to lay those down in there. They should take about 4 to 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's make some egg rolls. Yeah. You want to get a little paper towels ready. Use some tongs. Look at that. Look at that. That is a beautiful little egg roll. Look at that. Will you look at it? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Perfect. We will do a taste test here in a little bit after we get this batches done. Okay, for the dip, you're gonna want a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple in its own juice, not syrup, because you're gonna add sugar. You don't need the extra sugar. Drain it as well as possible. You're gonna need 1 cup of mayo. You can use Miracle Whip, but again, it has sugar in it. So I would recommend a regular mayo, but if that's all you have and that's all you like, use your Miracle Whip. But Dukes, we like this stuff, that's what we're gonna use. You need 4 tablespoons of salsa of your choice. I prefer the fresh salsa. It does add better flavor to it and it doesn't have that tomatoey binder that's in it or whatever it is. We just like the fresh salsa. And you need 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. So let's get this all together. Okay, so let's start with our pineapple. Let's just toss the whole thing in there. 4 tablespoons of salsa. Now try to get the liquid out if you can. Look how much pineapple juice is still in there. You don't need to add any more liquid to this. If you want more salsa, add more. But again, you're adding moisture, so you don't want too much. There's 4, 2.5 teaspoons, 1, 2, and half-ish. And you're gonna need 1 cup of your favorite, I don't judge, mayonnaise. So I got a little measuring cup here. We're gonna fill that thing full. Doesn't have to be exact. It'd be a little less, a little more. It really isn't gonna change it. But 1 good cup, that will do. Now put this in the fridge covered for at least 2 hours. It might even be better overnight. I do use the next day and it's just as good, so 2 hours. Okay, we finished the egg rolls. They turned out amazing. Let me look at that. Yeah, look at it. Perfect little egg roll. Yeah. Now, if you see some stuff like this, little white lines, that's no big deal. That's just the cornstarch, that slurry that you put on there to seal it. That's just that coming out. It's perfectly fine. Won't even taste it. Pineapple dipping sauce? Hell yeah. Excuse me. Heck yeah. You're gonna love this stuff. Let's see what Trina thinks. She's kind of picky. Babe! Oh, should have told her we were doing this. Trina! Trina! Oh, here. There we go.
Oh, it smells so good.
It's very good. Been waiting on these all day.
Yes.
Try one. I've already done that.
You've already.
Yeah.
You've already
Yeah. Hell yeah.
them.
This just amazing. Stuff's amazing.
Nice crunch.
Yeah. What about the pineapple sauce? Do you like the pineapple sauce?
Not. Well, we'll try.
She's being polite.
It pairs well with the spiciness.
It does.
Of these.
I don't like pineapple stuff. I mean, I like pineapple, but not in sauces or on food. This works. It works so well. It's ridiculous.
With that Southwest flavor, it really does work.
As always, man, trust the process. Believe in yourself. We can do it. You can do it. We'll see you next time.